Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to another edition. I just want to thank everybody for joining in. Hope your families are doing well. To those who are watching live and those who will be watching later, I just want to thank you for tuning in once again to AEA Films YouTube channel. Our focus here is telling African stories to the mainstream. So if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. We have a long playlist of documentaries shot from right across Africa, including Voodoo in Togo, the Dahomey Kingdom, Mali, and our most recent four-part documentary series, Kemet, A Journey Through the Black Land, which we explore the entire Egyptian leg of the Nile River. So please, please, please subscribe. And as we say where I come from, no. So tonight, just give me ones in the chat if you can hear me. Tonight, we will be tackling an issue that has sent shockwaves through Nigeria. And actually, not just Nigeria, the diaspora. The arrest of one Dele Farotimi, a man of courage, a man of integrity, a man of commitment to justice, having been a lawyer and a senior advocate. Dele Farotimi's incarceration basically is more than just an attack on one individual. It's an attack on free speech. It's an attack on democracy. It's an attack on every Nigerian who dares to dream of a better nation. So joining me tonight is a very special guest, a guest who brings quite a bit of insight and perspective to this conversation. He's somebody who, actually, before I get there, the purpose of today actually is it's not going to be very long. He has a small issue and some things to get to, so he's not going to be here very long with us. But this is a man who I've known for almost 5 years now, I think. We met when we were in Abuja filming the very critical documentary, Revolution Now, The Life of Omoyele Sowore. He was interviewed in that piece, and we've also stayed in contact over those 4 or 5 years now. He continues to work in a very revolutionary capacity alongside the likes of Sowore, Comrade Deji Adeyanju, and so on. He's an activist himself and the youth leader of the Lagos branch of the African Action Congress. He's also a fellow locked man like myself. I've packed my hair so you can't see my own hair, but he's a fellow locked man. I don't like using the word dread, as many of you know. But I like you all to welcome my dear brother, Mr. Orunsholu Oluremi, aka Remyte Goonz. My brother, good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Onuora. It's been a long time seeing you.
We haven't seen in a while though.
Yeah, we've not seen it in a while. That's what I'm saying. It's been a long time. Yeah, and we've been in contact. Thanks for having me on your program.
No. I couldn't. I had to bring you on, especially because of this issue. So look, I don't want to take too much of your time. So let's start out by, for those who don't know, those who are in the chat, especially who don't know too much about what's going on in Nigeria. Let me first of all ask, who exactly is Dele Farotimi?
Dele Farotimi is a Nigerian. He's an African. He's a fearless human being. He's an activist. He's a lawyer. He's a father. He's a brother. And he's a mentor to so many of us. So that's one of the criteria I'll use in addressing who Dele Farotimi is. And he's one of the representative of, he's a leader in this struggle, of fighting for a better cause to make Nigeria what it should look like.
So okay, so let's go into the actual issue that's just recently been happening. So from what we understand, I mean, this is what happened. So I think last week or the week before, I noticed there were some rumblings going on. Dele Farotimi will come online, do his usual thing that he talks about, different issues going on across Nigeria. Then one day I heard that he got picked up. I saw his lawyer on Horizon News talking about he got picked up. He got taken to he got taken to a detention hall. A few days later, I saw a press conference. The press conference said that Dele Farotimi had he was basically explaining what had happened. He was supposed to attend a medical checkup. He pushed that back because the police had said, we need you to come and deal with an issue relating to a case being brought against him in Ekiti State.
Yes, that's correct.
Before I knew it, he was back in handcuffs. He had been picked up, and then they did the usual thing. So please just summarize what has happened exactly for us, because for me, the way things happened, I wasn't really sure whether I was watching something that happened before or something that is, I wasn't really sure. So just summarize what the case is about and who brought the case and so on, and what the current situation is.
Actually, Dele Farotimi, the case on Dele Farotimi is not just about Dele Farotimi, it's about Dele Farotimi versus Nigerians.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? What I
Mm-hmm.
mean by Nigerians is because Dele Farotimi is a top notch and is being seen as a threat to the state. You understand? He is representing the good people of Nigeria, and that is what the state doesn't like. Dele
Mm-hmm.
Farotimi has been monitored for quite some time. You understand? And he has been saying it consistently to his friends, to some of his lawyer friends. He has been saying it consistently that he noticed this and that. While they traced Dele Farotimi to the church where he preaches once in a while, they traced him there. They have used some of his friends to track him. Meanwhile, Dele Farotimi got to know all about these things earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He responded by telling them, if you want to arrest me, I'd, call me, I will come. I will come by myself. You don't need to be monitoring my movement up and down. You understand? Because he's a fearless man. He's a man just like Showore, they are likes. You understand? So, but I shouldn't have compared him with Omoyele Showore, but they have something in common.
Yeah,
Fearless.
yeah,
Understand?
yeah.
So
And they both love Nigeria.
they both love Nigeria, and they stand for the truth,
Mm.
which um which
Uh-oh.
they molested his security. They beat some of his people at his office. So while doing that, they even came through the back door. They didn't
But
pass through the front door.
sorry, Rema. Let me just pause you. Let's just go back a bit. What was the
Okay.
actual catalyst for them coming to get him that time? This particular time. What was the actual reason?
They said he defamed a public figure. You
Mm.
understand? Defamation of character,
Mm.
according to what he said, it is. That's
Mm.
I'm talking of Tony Elumelu. Yes, the chairman of UBA. They
Mm-hmm.
said he defamed our Chief Afe Babalola.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So
Chief
I
Alfred
don't know.
Babalola is, of course, a lawyer, senior advocate of Nigeria. He actually represented Obasanjo during, I think, in the 90s as well. Even during the Oputa panel, he was involved there. But yes, carry on. I just wanted to clarify. Hello? Uh-oh.
Obasanjo. Am I still on?
Yeah, you're on. It's just, I think the network is not the best. Do you want to just repeat what you're
Okay,
saying?
yeah. Okay. what I was saying was actually that he's a lawyer to the former president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you know, all these people, men know men, evil men know evil men. You understand? They have been
Mm-hmm.
working together right from the days which in fact, I should even say it now categorically that he is one of the people that that is involved in this fraudulent constitution
Mm-hmm.
that was written in 1999.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So they have been doing all these their shady things way back. You understand? But we in this generation, we are not going to continue what they have used to. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? We have to stop it now, and that is what Dele Farotimi is trying to do now. You understand that they call the defamation. When you have issues with people, you take it to court. It is
Mm-hmm.
these same people that tell you during the election that if you are not satisfied, go to court,
Mm-hmm.
because they are the same set of people that buys mansions for the judges in court.
Mm-hmm.
They place their people there over at the court, at the court. You understand? So where can common Nigerian people get their justice from?
Yeah.
So their own end way of telling Nigerians to get their own justice is to go to court. But that same court, it is them you are going there to meet.
Mm-hmm. 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 Interesting. Okay, so just backtrack it a little bit. So they picked him up. So when exactly did they pick him up? What this is last week, right?
Yes, they picked him up at his office.
Picked him up at his office. They seized all the staff that were in the office. They collected their phones and things like
They
that.
collected their phones. They beat some of the female staffs, including the
Uh,
security guard, and took him off, took him away. I
oh,
can't even call that an arrest. Yes, they took him away by road to Ekiti. They drove him on the by road to
okay,
Ekiti.
okay. And
That's a
Ekiti, yeah, that's a kid. That's a kid. That's no different to what they did to Shore, really. So they
yeah,
picked him up. They picked him up, took him to Ekiti, and he's in
yes.
a is he a minimum security prison, or what kind of jail is he in?
Well, I can't really say that for now because actually, we got an information that he was taken to the to the what's it called, commissioner of police for some interviews, and then they took him to the correctional center
Mm,
over there. You understand? And we still got an information today that Dele Farotimi sent a message today. You
mm,
understand? Nigerians should not bother that he will be fine. He will be fine. That he never sent Peter Obi to go and plead on his behalf. You understand? He sent a message across. So he was taken to the prison, whether minimum or maximum prison, whatever it is. Prison is prison.
mm,
They call
mm.
it correctional center. There is nothing correction. There
They're
is
not.
nothing
They're not. They're
correct.
not correct. They're not correcting anything.
They are not correcting anything because even zoos in Nigeria is working well for animal. Zoos all over the world is working well for animals and well organized than their own so-called
Mm,
correctional centers.
mm,
Because in zoo you find animals eating at the right time. They have light, they have water, they have everything they want. You
mm,
understand? But in this real world, in our own human being life, we don't get what we want from the government. So
mm,
I don't call
mm.
that correctional center.
So I'm clear now. So they picked him up, drove him to Ekiti. On the is it on the original Tony Olumelu defamation, or when did, because the affair Babalola, this thing I started hearing only like
Now,
in the last few days.
now, now that was earlier, but
Mm.
currently it is a case because Tony opted out from the case. He said he's not involved in this. So
Okay.
now the case is between Dele Farotimi and Afe Babalola. because of the book he published, and Babalola's name was mentioned on that in that book. And the
I,
book now is one of the best-selling book all over the world on Amazon.
mm.
I don't know if you know you've seen the book Nigerian
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Criminal.
Nigerian is criminal. Yeah, yeah. So they they arrested him. He went to court. Where this is it? Because I saw pictures on your phone this morning. That's how I nearly contacted you. So those pictures
Okay.
that you posted, this is from when he went to court a few days ago, right? Or is it yesterday he
No,
went to
today.
court?
The
Today.
one you
Okay, today.
no, not today, yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah, yeah. Okay, so he went to court, and then initially, the first time he went to court, they denied bail. Is that correct?
Wait, today they had a case in court, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that pictures you saw, they are today's pictures.
Okay.
And the video you saw is also today.
But what I'm saying is, this is the second court appearance he's had since he was arrested. Is that right?
Yes. The first
Okay.
one was yesterday. The
Okay.
first one
First one
was
was
yesterday.
yesterday, and
Yes.
that was when they granted the bail,
Granted him bail of 50 million
50 million naira. Okay.
worth of
Okay.
property.
Okay. So what's the status with that? So assuming he gets the bail and the bail conditions are met, will he be released, or what is your? Because we have seen this thing happen so many times before. They will pick somebody up. They would say it's charging with treasonable felony and so on and so on and so forth. Keep him there. Then keep adding charges, and then eventually, when they have exhausted when they feel like they've taught the person a lesson, they'll release them.
These people are
Almost.
just they are just time wasters. They are
Mm,
just resources wasters. You
mm,
understand? They are not
mm,
interested in any case. They just want to create fears on every Nigerians that
mm,
you should not do this. You
mm,
understand? They've tried it so many times, countless of times, even during Buhari. You understand? They will
mm,
tell you cyberbullying. You should not. In fact, they all these social media that we use, social media apps,
mm,
they've restricted so many things that we can talk about. The usage of words,
mm,
languages. There are some things that you can't post about the government now in Nigeria, in Africa. You understand? But all
mm,
these things, they have tried it in many ways. So arresting Dele Farotimi is not the real issue. They are trying to make every Nigerian know that you that doesn't have any backup, that
mm,
doesn't have any lawyer to protect yourself, we are
mm,
even arresting a lawyer. So it's to
mm,
create fear in all Nigerians that who is going to fight for you when it
mm,
is your turn. That is
mm,
where you see that journalists, when they post something on the social media, on bloggers, you see them arresting every kind of persons
mm,
talking about them. They don't want you to talk about them. They are the type of wicked set of wicked leaders we have in this country. You
mm,
understand? They are
mm,
beating a child and telling the child how to cry, how not to cry, which is a very, very bad thing.
mm,
So, not about Dele Farotimi. It is about creating fear in the minds of Nigerians.
mm,
They don't want
mm,
us to talk. They don't want Nigerians to talk. That is what they are trying to do. So it's not about Dele Farotimi. Dele Farotimi will come out
mm,
and life continues.
and then they will do
Then
it to somebody else again.
somebody else again.
Mm. It seems as though, particularly, I mean, it's always been like this, but when you look at what's happening with the obviously the big issues, Nnamdi Kanu issue,
Mhm.
somebody arrested, kidnapped, if you want to call it that, brought back to Nigeria, 4 or 5 years. I don't know how many years it's been now, 3 or 4 years. How many years now? He's been in jail. The judge is always confused as to what's going on. They always adjourning and so on. No grounds
They
for
are
arresting this
not
man.
confused. They are only buying time. They are only
By time.
wasting time. You
Mm,
understand? They are using that to buy time and to make people keep talking. When you get
Mm,
tired, you stop talking. How many people do you see talking about Nnamdi Kanu like when he was
mm,
arrested? Nigerians are
mm,
quick to forget things. You understand?
mm,
It is only when another issue happens, like when Dele Farotimi's kidnap is on now. That is when people will start remembering and talking about Nnamdi Kanu. The same
mm,
thing they are doing to Nnamdi Kanu's person in Finland. You
mm.
understand?
Simon Ekpa.
People,
Mm,
yes, Simon Ekpa. These people are just, they are just the same. They said that we are in democracy, in a democracy where there is no freedom of speech,
mm,
and you call that democracy. Do you know how many times they have American citizens have abused Trump
mm,
or any of their presidents? That nothing is happening, but here in Nigeria, just insult a look what is it called, a councillor. So far, it belongs to the ruling party. They will
mm,
come and pick you the next day at the court in Ekiti. Also, I heard an information that the DSS led some thugs to come and disrupt any form of protest at the court. You understand? What they
mm,
also did yesterday, granting Dele Farotimi's bail, was to calm every form of protest that is supposed to hold today.
mhm,
You understand? To calm it down so that all the organizers of the protest will just we'll just forget about the protest. Oh, let's go to bed. No protest anymore. Dele Farotimi has been granted bail. Yesterday, I was prepared, fully prepared. I was supposed to leave Lagos for Ekiti around I think around 2, yes,
mhm,
with some of my comrades.
mhm,
Around 1 o'clock, we heard he has been granted bail. So we waited till like 3. Should we go or should we not go again to Ekiti State? You understand?
mhm,
At the end of the day, we agreed on not going anymore because it's just a waste of time. Because Dele Farotimi we are going for has been granted bail. You understand? So that is to tell you that they purposely did that yesterday to scatter the whole plan of protest.
mhm,
Because we also heard that the Peter Obi people will also be joining the Take It Back movement to protest. You understand? And the protest will be massively held in the country. You understand? So they achieved their aim, but what they forgot is that you cannot stop any protest in Nigeria, and we with the ants, we know they finish for this country. Ehen. We know they finish, and we know they sleep, we know they rest.
Let me ask you. So, because to me, it seems as though even with I know he said people should not protest for him, and I know that the main thing is it's not even about the individual; it's about the common man. If they can arrest a lawyer, if they can arrest someone who is a presidential candidate, then they can do whatever. The question I
Yeah.
want to ask you now: it seems to me as if even the idea of protesting, it's like people are not even the people, the way people were very serious about protesting maybe 2 years ago during that NSAS period. It's like
Mhm.
they don't even have that energy anymore. What do you think is the situation now? Do you think how do you think Nigeria goes forward in a people-led movement when the people are so frustrated? They see that there's no hope with protesting. There's no hope with the government is not changing. It's like they're just what they call that program, the Walking Dead. Do you understand? They are zombies. What do you think is the way that we go forward now?
The only way that will still go forward is protest, because to me, I believe iron sharpens iron. You
Mm,
understand? Ehen. So
mm,
you can't use sand to sharp iron.
mm,
So Nigerians are very special people in the sense that when you slap Nigerians 1 million times, Nigerians will not react. It is when you just tell Nigeria your father, that is when you just have fun. And you want me to say something that when the revolution will happen, it will not be televised. It's more like a parable of how Nigerians are. You can never define how a Nigerian man will react. You understand? So when a Nigerian man is angry, Nigerian man will never, sometimes he might just take it as likely and just make it look simple. But when a Nigerian man wants to react, he will not tell you. You will just see that revolt, that force of action. That is how Nigerians are. But I can bet it with you, something big is coming. They should be prepared.
They should be prepared.
They should be
Okay.
prepared.
Okay. So let me also ask you something, just regarding this particular arrest now.
Yeah.
So, assuming he's granted bail, what's the likelihood that they will accept the bail conditions and release him? Just realistically speaking.
Well, concerning that, we are not new to it. Even Dele himself, no, even if they grant him bail, it's more like a movie to him. So he's prepared for that. That's why he's in high spirit. He's not shivering for anything. He knows their gimmicks. He knows, in fact, they might want to keep Dele till like next year and do the same thing they have been doing to all other activists that are being arrested. So just don't expect anything of really concerning that now. But if they release him, maybe Jesus has entered their mind. Like,
maybe they are thinking of good tidings for Christmas.
yes, so
Okay, just since we're talking about that thing, the Burna Boy and this
from
guy, what's his name?
from
The Burna Boy issue with this, what's his name now?
this,
What's his name now?
didn't
This
run off
guy.
my head.
Yeah, even me.
I know what
But
you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
so what was his own current situation? What's that situation about, and what's the current situation? Hello, 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 hello. Oh, I think we might have lost him. Hello. Ah, I think we've lost him. I think we've lost him. Let's give him a second to come back in. Let's give him a second to come back in. If not, we might have to end the link. So anyway, just long story short, let me just summarize what he was talking about. So Dele Farotimi, for those of you who don't know, he's not actually a lawyer anymore. He had a chambers, which he still practices in to an extent. He still goes there and works from there. Dele Farotimi is known for, he had these locks before a few years ago, which he cut off in favor of Nigeria, by the way. So he moved away from being a lawyer and started really just, I don't know what's the word, he became a kind of pseudo-journalist. So he will go and talk about the issues plaguing Nigeria, the issues of the day. Very articulate man, very well-spoken. He will come online and say pieces. He'll go on Arise News, Channels TV, his own platform, Sahara TV, and so on. And he's a very articulate man who knows how to articulate the issues. He eventually, in the last election, went to work for the Peter Obi Labour Party movement. And whilst working for them, I think he worked for them as their, not campaign, I forget what the role was, but his job was basically to monitor the election of INEC. So obviously, since the election, or if you want to call it selection, he kept being very critical of the Tinubu government, as everybody has been. And a book was released not too long ago where he discussed a lot of different issues about Nigeria. I'll plug the video. And then he eventually, and in the book, he references a few people, including Afe Babalola. Afe Babalola is a 95-year-old, what they call senior advocate of Nigeria. So he's an elderly lawyer, if you want to call him that. Afe Babalola is he's 95, so the man turned 30 before the Nigeria was independent. So the independent. So he's not a young guy. He's a guy who has seen colonial system fully. He's a guy who has seen First Republic, Second Republic, military coups upon military coups. Obasanjo come and go twice. He's seen Buhari come and go twice. He's seen everything. Okay? So he is a man who is very well astute. And the first time I saw him or heard about him was during the Oputa panel. Oputa panel was the Truth and Reconciliation hearings, which occurred when Obasanjo became president of Nigeria the second time as a Democrat in 1999. He said, okay, let's have this Truth and Reconciliation thing. All the issues that Nigerians have experienced over the last 40 years at that time, we're all going to put it on the table and discuss it. So Biafrans came, this one came, that one, Ijos came, Ugoni people came, everybody came and made their play. In fact, there's some footage of it online. But I remember watching it when I was younger, watching everything. And Afe Babalola, when they ceremoniously said, okay, Obasanjo has to come and face a case against the Kuti family. That is Fela Kuti's family. Ransom Kuti, I say Ransom Kuti. Beko Ransom Kuti. Beko is the doctor who had made a petition against Obasanjo. And if you go and watch this thing online, you can watch the Oputa panel hearing with Obasanjo. You see Afe Babalola against Femi Falana. Femi Falana, for any of you who know, he's also an activist, but a lawyer himself. He represented Sowore when Sowore was Omoyele Sowore when he was going through his issue on the when he was going through his issue a few years ago, when I made the documentary. So Femi Falana was going directly against Afe Babalola. Afe Babalola was representing Obasanjo. And if you watch it, it's really just a joke. It's a joke of a hearing, that particular hearing. But anyway, so Afe Babalola at 95 is still going around being very, and the irony is, Sahara reporters, I just heard from Sahara reporters, there's actually a case being built up against him of bribery. So he is obviously annoyed with Dele Farotimi mentioning his name. Can you imagine the audacity? This young man mentioning my name. Does he know who I am? It's that kind of thing. Does he know who I am? Let me teach him a lesson. So he goes and creates this petition against him in Ekiti State, which is not in Lagos. Ekiti is where he is based, where what's his name is based. Sends officers to Lagos to pick up Dele Farotimi and then bring him over to Ekiti State, which is where he is. So he's not even in his home. Dele Farotimi is not even in his home state. He's in jail somewhere else, going to a court somewhere else, just to annoy him. And earlier when my guest was on, I was talking about a situation with Burna Boy. Burna Boy, your favorite Burna Boy, Mr. Yeah. Burna Boy is, it just shows you this big boyness of Nigeria that we still have. Burna Boy, a particular, what's this man's name? It's escaped my mind. If anybody in the chat knows, please just remind me. Somebody was being critical of Burna Boy, just as he's always critical of a lot of people. Burna Boy, upset by this, or whether it's him or his handlers, I don't really know. I don't really care. All I know is his name is on the document. Burna Boy said, okay, this guy is criticizing me. If he's criticizing me, therefore, I must do something about it, instead of beating him up, because Burna Boy has done that once before. Burna Boy decides, okay, let me go and get this guy arrested. So he gets arrested, and they treat him in a similar manner to the way they're treating Dele Farotimi. So it's unfortunate because we still live in a country where, it's like this everywhere. Actually, when you have money, you have power, but in our country, it's a very specific thing, because you see, Burna Boy, if you look at Burna Boy, on a normal day, Burna Boy walking down the street, if it wasn't Burna Boy, he himself would be the kind of person that would be harassed by police. You have all these, your locks, you are wearing your ring, blah, 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 blah. These are the kind of people that they will mistake for Yahoo boys and these unserious people. But because he has reached a status that is above the common man, above even some politicians, because remember, in Nigeria, politicians, religious figures, and entertainers are in another stratosphere. In fact, I would even say that the people that are above the law most of the time are the politicians, the pastors, and then the entertainers. So those three people can do no wrong in Nigeria. So it's unfortunate because we're at a place now where a Burna Boy can see it fit to create it was a libel case. He said, oh, this person is defaming my character. And instead of him saying, let me take him to court for defaming my character, a bit like when you see this Drake and Kendrick Lamar thing. I don't really follow it, but I followed this part. That Drake, from nowhere, when they found out Kendrick Lamar was going to perform at the Super Bowl, Drake from nowhere decided to sue Kendrick Lamar, meaning that song, They're Not Like Us, They're Not Like Us, I think is the name of the song. They're Not Like Us. That song will be blocked from being performed because it could be seen as disrespectful towards him. So Drake, I'm not saying Drake, I'm not saying which is right or which is wrong, but Drake, in Drake's case, Drake has said, okay, you know what, you're saying something wrong about me. I don't like what you're saying, so I'm going to take you to court because you're insulting my character. Whereas in Nigeria, Burna Boy, somebody's criticizing you, you should be able to take it. You're a big boy. This is why we're in the entertainment world. You're in the entertainment world to be a public figure. People have their right to say what they want to say about you. Instead of Burna saying, okay, I'm going to go and take you to court, I'm going to sue you for defaming my character, he says, no, Mo, just teach this guy a lesson. Let's teach this guy a lesson. Let's go and arrest him, put him in jail. So it's just unfortunate. You've seen it done with pastors. Many years ago, Sahara reporters did Amoyele Sowore did a story about them flog a pastor, I think Bishop Oyedepo, this big Nigerian pastor, going around and hitting people in his church. You see this happening just a few months ago. You had this House of Representatives guy, an Uber driver, or is it a Bolt driver, dropped him somewhere or dropped something for him, came and asked, he said, please give me my money, and the person wasn't able to, and then in the end, they started beating the guy, and it's all on film. Anyway, my guest is back. Let me just bring him on before we round up. My brother, how now? Sorry, I don't know what happened there.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
know.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Just lift the camera up so we can see your face. We're not really seeing your face very well.
Okay.
Okay,
About
yes.
like this.
Yeah, so we were talking about, I just was summarizing everything, but I was just talking about that Burna Boy issue. I know Comrade Adeoju is dealing with the matter on that side. For
Yeah.
I still can't remember this guy's name, but anyway, do you want to just
Darling,
Darlington, thank you. Do you want to just explain to us how those things are very commonplace in Nigeria, where whether you are a politician, whether you are a entertainer, so far you have money and power, you can do whatever you would like, use the court however you like.
well, they are being used as a tool I can say, by power drunken people, because we
Mhm.
have loads of those people that you don't even know in the country. They are very silent, even richer than Dangote. Yes, they
Mhm.
are in this country. So, but they don't like to make noise. We have
Mhm.
different kind of. If you are not power drunken, you should not act in such manner. You should not
Yeah,
behave in such.
very good
If you can
point.
act as a celebrity, if you can act in such manner, what if you are a president of the country?
Yeah, good point. Mm.
So you will do far more evil things than that,
Mm.
because
Mm.
you have power. You think you can just oppress people anyhow with your power.
Mm.
There are ways to deal with issues, not in such manner.
Mm.
So, you don't chop belle full, na him cause am. If you don't get money, if person abuse you, you go your house, go sleep, go dey pray to God, say, God, bless me too. You understand?
Mm.
But
Mm.
you have money, you're using it to oppress people. You understand? So I don't think it's a good thing to do. I
Mm.
never expected that from Burna Boy. I
Mm.
never expected that from him. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's
Unfortunately,
common in Nigeria.
it's common in Nigeria, as you said.
Can't stop.
This mm,
Stop.
mm, can't stop unless we have a revolution. Okay,
Yeah.
well, so let me just round up because I know it's we're a little bit beyond the time that we said we'll be here. Is there anything you want to add? Anything you're working on? Anything you want? Any message you have for Nigerians and people in the diaspora that you wanted to say before we get out?
Well, the message I want to um, send to all Nigerians is that you should not die with fear. Don't die with fear.
Mm,
Whenever you see injustice, point at that injustice, that this is injustice and you are unacceptable,
mm,
and kick against every form of injustice at your grassroots level, in your community, everywhere you belong to, at your office places. When you see injustice, fight against it. Don't die with fear,
mm,
because when you keep silent, more things will still arise tomorrow.
mm,
Whereby
mm.
if you had fought for the smallest of it, it
Yeah.
won't graduate into the highest of it. So Nigerians should not die with fear. Always fight for your right, stand
Mm,
for what is right, and let's take Nigeria back from the hands of this tyrant um, bunch of leaders that are
mm.
they are put themselves there, because we are not the ones that put them there. They put themselves there. Let's not lie to each other. They got to power through votes. They got to power through snatching it and taking it away.
Mm,
So that is how the system works in Nigeria. And without us speaking up as Nigerians, we can't take it back from them. We can only take power from them, back from them, by revolting, by joining hands together in unison, in oneness.
mm.
Because when a Igbo man is claiming, I'm a Igbo man, she be now your brother did here now, say this thing. But a Yoruba man doesn't have a different market from
Mm.
an Igbo man or from an Hausa man. You
Mm.
understand? We're all facing the heat together. So why
That's the
not let's
truth.
just together and defeat this set of dinosaurs we
Mm.
call whatever they call them. I don't know. So,
Whatever they call them. Okay, okay. That's a very powerful message, and I hope, I really sincerely hope that Nigerians really start to think a little bit more. Me, I'm always preaching that. Look, forget this. Yes, we have differences. I understand. Nobody's going to be exactly the same, but when you are facing the same common oppressor in the form
mhm.
of the Nigerian government, or if you are a black person or an African person and you're facing the same common oppression of neo-colonialism, what you do is you band together with as many people as possible that are like-minded, and you move forward. You don't say, let me even divide and separate. Let me move away because it's even this guy that's the problem. It's not these other people, it's this person. So it is very important. The message that you just gave is very important because if we start to see that at the end of the day, however you want to look at it, whether you go to Jigawa or you go to Bayelsa, or you go to Anambra, or you go to Osun State, you go to Kwara. Doesn't matter which state you go, everybody is facing their own version of the oppression. Same issue. It might just look a
Oppression,
bit different, but it's the
oppression,
same issue.
you know, get different size now. Oppression are one.
Oppression no get address. It could just follow you where you did. Period. So once we know that, I think we can start to move forward as a people. But it's just so sad to say that Nigeria, the Nigeria that I'm even when I was a child, as I thought it was bad, but I didn't. You know when you when I was a child, Nigeria was bad, oh, but it wasn't bad like this. There were still some things that you were like, "Ah, at least this thing makes you proud." Now, what do we really have apart from a shared struggle? And it's just such a shame. But I pray Nigerians hear it. So, what have you got coming up, my brother? Where can people find you so that I can put your details in? What do you have coming up, and where can I find you? Where will you be over the next few weeks?
Well, I will be where I used to be, and I don't know where I can be. I can be anywhere. I can be anywhere. I can be. You can. I can be seen on the street protesting, like I've always been doing. I can be found having meeting with other Nigerians, other oppressed people like me. You
Mhm.
understand? So
Mhm.
I can be seen anywhere. But my name is Remyte Goonz on social media. You can find me on Facebook, Remyte Goonz, on Instagram, on TikTok. You can find me on all of these places as
Mhm.
Remyte. And if you have any other questions to ask me as Nigerians, you can chat me up and I'll give you my contact if you want us to get closer. So,
Okay.
so I just hope we can take it back together
Hope
because
so.
that's the only way forward to take it back.
Take it back.
Action.
Action. Okay, my brother. Very, 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 very good to have you at such short notice. I know it was very, very last minute, but I'm glad you were able to come on so we can talk about this thing. Hopefully, we'll have you back again where we can talk in more detail. But in the
Maybe,
meantime,
maybe when next you have me, we'll talk about the brutalities I had recently, the NSAS Memorial 4 at the Lekki toll gate. I was one of the arrested Nigerians.
oh, this recent one now.
This recent one. I was
Oh, wow.
beaten seriously by these men on by this Nigerian police force. I was seriously beaten. While they were beating me, they were telling me my offenses. Ah, you, we dey see you everywhere. You dey protest. You are too stubborn. Today will be Sunday. We suppose dey our house. You dey protest. Now you make our oga say make we come toll gate today. Make we come dey carry gun up and down. They were beating me. They took me into one van. They gave me a special treatment there. After beating me in that one special van, they brought me out. They tore my clothes. They naked me, collected everything from me, my phone, everything. They now took me into the Black Maria. So, but we'll keep fighting. Like I said earlier, we be ants, we know they die, we dey plenty.
Mm, mm.
We know they die, we dey multiply.
I didn't even know about this thing, though. Maybe we have not spoken in a while. I didn't even know. I didn't even know. So they kept you in. Oh, hello.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. So they kept you. They took you in the Black Maria, and then you were in jail for how long?
Yeah, they released us the same day. The
Them-
commissioner of police came. After they arrested me, they arrested some other people. And in fact, part of um, the people we are fighting for in this country were being used to arrest us. Some of our comrades that were arrested after I was in the Black Maria that later came in. They call themselves Team Lagos, which are being used by the governor, this current governor, this sitting governor. What's
Mm.
his name?
Uh, s- uh, what's
Olu.
his name? Sowolu.
Yes. Mm. Thinking Nigerians will be thinking, governors, they are doing this, they are doing that for their citizens in their states. Lagos team are a bunch of thugs that are being paid to disrupt every protest in
Mm.
Lagos. They are being used to snatch boxes. In fact, there are uniform men amongst them. So the same Nigerians that we are fighting for, and these same people, this same set of people, like what we said earlier, they don't have a different market where they buy the money they give to them today. They can't. It can't be up to a week before they finish spending the money. How much do they want to spend millions for them? That's what we're talking about. They use us to they use us to kill us. You
Yep.
understand? So
Mm.
the thing is just that Nigerians should wake up when politicians come to you to kill your fellow brother, your sister. Tell them, go and send your own children. I can't be used to do that. You understand? We're in the same lane of oppression. So all is good, all well and good. We are going to get it back, no matter what.
Yes, 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 yes. And I'm sure Nigerians around the world appreciate not just your efforts, but all of your efforts. All many people who are on the front lines facing this thing on a daily basis. So thank you. And look, we'll stay in touch and we'll get you back on the show again. But in the meantime, do your best to stay safe. And whatever you do, don't cut down your hair. Oh.
There is no safe place in Nigeria. There is
Yes,
no safe
yes.
place in
Very
Nigeria.
true. Very
Christians will
true.
think they go to church, they will be safe in their church. In fact, police go altar, enter inside church, climb altar, go arrest pastor, not to talk of the members. But they enter inside mosque, go carry anybody. Anywhere where you do. If you dey inside your house, make dem say make you do 10 days fasting and prayer. You dey inside your house. If you see Dana hairline, make it crash on top your zinc.
Can you imagine?
So no
Can
safe
you
place. If you
imagine?
want cross road, look left, look right, look up, look down. No safe place in Nigeria. You dey inside market, anything fit happen. Anywhere where you dey, anything fit happen. So I can't, I can't watch over my life. I've given my life to God to watch
Mm,
over.
mm,
When the time comes, I go. There is a time to LEAVE, there is a time to LIVE.
mm,
So when that time comes, everybody, every one of us
mm.
will go no safe place for this
Ijapa.
country.
Mm.
So that's it.
My brother, thank you very much. I salute you. So thank you very much for coming on. Those who tuned in, thank you very much. We'll be on again on Thursday, discussing French involvement in Africa and the end of it. In the meantime, my dear brother Remyte, we talk very soon. Let's stay in touch. I will have you again in the near future.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
God
I
bless you, my.
appreciate it.
God bless.